When did I get these? As soon as they came out. Launch day, baby. No, I didn't actually. We're not sponsored yet. Ratchets. Ratchets. The drill. The drill. That's the drill. No, I don't remember when I got them. I bought this one first. I don't know if you can see that on camera. The head size, like the difference. Can you see it? Why did I get them? Because these are handy for getting into kind of tight spaces where, you know, you might be able to fit a wrench or a ratchet or something, but it's just easier to just, you know, spin it out that way, right? I usually put the little batteries on here, the little 3 amp ones. They're like, they don't have the big bulky base, because then, you know, they kind of fit in nicely when you stick them in places, kind of thing. Trying to get into, you know, around stuff or whatever. Well, I used to really hate this. I bought this and, okay, so I had the old version that was like the non-fuel one, which the head size is actually really small, and I liked it. I used it for a long time, and then I saw the fuel one, because, you know, they market fuel. It's like, fuel's gotta be better, right? Fuel. So I buy the fuel version thinking it's gonna be way better. It's gotta be, it's fuel. And it fucking sucked. I don't know, it's huge. Like, what do you do with that? It's ginormous. Where are you gonna put that? Anyway, no, it's too big. It was just a little too big. I use it sometimes if I had easy access, but the whole point of this was like accessibility, like, you know, fitting between things or beside something, right? And yeah, you can put a swivel socket or something on, but a lot of times it'd still be too bulky and just, I don't know, it was good. I still like it. It's still a good tool. There's nothing wrong with it if you have one. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. It's good. It's a good tool. You bought a good tool still. It sat in the drawer, honestly, more than I used it. Like the old, what I should have done was just swap it out with the old one, the old little head and all that, because I don't care about the torque on these things. I use them to spin out a fastener, especially if it's in a bad to reach, hard to reach spot. If it's in a hard to reach spot, then you can spin out fasteners easier with this, right? So then they came out with the tiny head, and it's high speed too, which that's all I care about is speed. I don't know, I really like this one. I use this a lot. Pretty much when I go to a job, depending on the job, obviously I'm not gonna be grabbing these when I go do undercarriage, but you know, if I go to like a job, I'm taking an engine out or something, I grab these and I grab my swivel sockets and my set of wrenches and, you know, little odds and ends here and there, but for the most part, that does like everything, you know, almost everything you need it to do, right? And someone's gonna be like, oh, how do you take zip ties off with your impacts and your ratchets then? Well, obviously I bring a pair of cutters and other tools with me, but these guys will do a lot. Like I don't even bring my ratchets out a lot of times, like the, you know, manual, whatever you want to call them, analog ratchets. Yeah, I don't know, that's the only ratchets I have here. I don't know if there's anything else. Yeah, no, that's it. The drill. You know the drill. Not a whole lot to talk about. It's a drill. It goes forwards and backwards. It's the fuel. Has to be the fuel. 2-speed when it's not full of junk. What do I use it for? Not drilling holes for the most part, drilling out broken bolts. Yeah, just drilling holes. There's not a whole lot else you do. Actually, you know what? I do use it quite a bit, you know, and go and break bolts and gotta drill them out. Oh, the other thing I use it for a lot is twisting wire. I don't know if you can see the chuck, but you know, chuck some wire up in the chuck and then twist it. So, you know, like mechanics wire, like baling wire, whatever you want to call it. You know, if you're pulling hoses through, I usually take a big long chunk, like double what I need, and then double it back, and I put it in the chuck and I twist it up just so you have a nice strong, and it doesn't kink as much when you twist it. So I use that a lot. We can go over that another day. That's another tech tip for another day. Yeah, I don't know. There's not a whole lot to talk about with the drill, I guess. It's got the hammer and screw mode, but I just drill. That's it. It always stays on that. I never really set it to anything else. So, well, you need a drill in your truck. There's no question about it. You need to have a drill too, whether it's a corded drill or a cordless. I mean, you need to have, you know, or an air drill even. You're gonna be drilling broken bolts at some point, or drilling holes to fabricate something, you know, making a plate or a bracket, or drilling an extra hole in something, or just drilling a hole in a fuel tank or something, you know, or I don't know, drilling a hole in a battery box to drain water out, you know, that kind of stuff. But you're gonna use a drill, you're gonna need a drill. But that doesn't mean go buy a friggin' whatever this thing costs, fuel, whatever, fancy guy. I just buy a regular. If you're starting out, just buy a corded drill. And I mean, if you have a generator, you should have a generator on your service truck, or if you're in a shop, you should have electrical outlets, I hope. So you can always get away with an air drill too, that they work fine. So I wouldn't say this is like essential. I wouldn't say these are essential either, but you know, yeah. So that's the drill. Okay, the guys want me to compare sizes with them. So they want me to compare, well, we're comparing sizes. Obviously mine's bigger. I mean, oh, we're comparing wear and tear. I mean, I don't know if you guys can guess which one mine is. You guys is like brand new. Like, you don't even use it. Your trigger's got all the grippy, weird like moldy stuff on it. I don't know. And mine's bigger anyways, so. But, I mean, that's what they look like, I guess. And that's what they turn into when you actually use them. Die grinders. These changed my life. I mean, a buddy of mine had this one. I saw it and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, but I kind of always thought it was a little gimmicky because I'm like, I don't know, this was an impulse buy.